All right, we're gonna set up the 2021 R-Pod 190. So we're here at the campground. We do not have full hookups at the site or even a city water connection. So we're at the sanitation station and we're gonna fill up the tank before we proceed to our site. So we've got the fresh water or the sanitary bin here, and I've got a hose if needed. We've got a little sprayer that hooks up to the other side of the camper. We've got a pressure regulator if you were using city water connections, and we've got our filter and a couple adapters. We're lucking out here and we've got a hose that is gonna reach. So we're gonna take the water filter, we're gonna screw it onto the hose here, and it's just long enough that we don't need to use our freshwater hose. We can get in a tank here. I'm gonna turn it on in a second, but we're gonna run it for 10-15 minutes till the tank's full, till it starts spraying out. While that's running, you can hop over here in the water heater, open up the door and flip this switch on. You can see, press it at the bottom, now it's on, and then you'll be ready to go once you get hooked up to the shore power. All right, we're here at our site and it's looking pretty good, but we're not perfectly level. If we look at the side to side level, you can see we're just a tick off. So we've got our leveling blocks, which I pulled out of the back storage compartment on the other side. We're gonna back onto this one until we get it level, and then we're gonna chalk it with the gray one. We wound up barely having to bump it up on this side. It almost looks like we didn't do anything. But now we're leveled side to side, and we've got this side chalked. So now I'm gonna throw chocks on the other side, and then we're gonna unhitch it. So we're positioned where we need to be. The other thing, we do not have an electric site here, but the other thing you do at this point is you would pull out the shore power cord and plug that in. I usually do that pretty quick here, but we're skipping that step since we don't have an electric site. Now we're ready to unhitch it. So I've already staged it a little bit. I've already got one bar off, but the first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna run the tongue jack down. I've run it down a ways, but I've extended the foot. Now I'm gonna raise it up a little bit. If I raise it up, I take a lot of the tension off of these weight distribution spring bars. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna run it up, not ridiculously high, but we're gonna run it up a little bit here. And that's probably pretty good. I'm gonna unplug my 7-way connector. I'm gonna unhook my breakaway cable. And the last thing we're gonna do is unhook the safety chains. Just in case something rolled, that's the last thing you wanna do. So I'm gonna hop over here on the weight distribution bars. We've got these retainer pins. So we're gonna pull this out, pull the big pin out, set that stuff right there. And we should be able to just, there, we didn't have much tension on it, so that swung out real easy. Immediately, we're gonna put these back in so we don't lose those parts. And then we're gonna swing this out at a 90-degree angle. It'll unhook and we can lift it up. And then we're gonna just tuck this away in here. Now, if we come back over here, we can lower this down. That's probably far enough. We're gonna take our lock off the coupler, flip that up. Now we're gonna raise it up and off of the tow vehicle. All right, that should be good, and we did not roll anywhere, so then we can unhook the safety chains. Then we're gonna pull the tow vehicle forward and we're gonna drop it back down. Okay, so we've pulled the tow vehicle forward. Right away, we're just gonna throw this lock in here. Not totally necessary, but it's pretty easy for some additional peace of mind. We're gonna put this lock back on, throwing the chains over. Now we're gonna drop it down here. I've got the level right on the tongue. All right, that looks level. So now we're gonna run back. We're gonna grab the drill out of here. And we're gonna grab a block of wood, and on each corner, we're gonna run the stabilizer jacks down. So I'm gonna run around, lock it all in place. We're level front to back, side to side. We're gonna drop all 4 of these things down. Then we'll stabilizer jacks are all down. We're all level. We're gonna pop the steps out here. Next, we're gonna run the slide out. So right there, out. They usually make some popping and creaking, which is not anything to be concerned about. Just make sure nothing's in the way in here or outside. You hold it down until it stops. There are limit switches, so that's good. Now that is all the way out. And at this point, you could turn the fridge on if you were gonna run off either shore power or propane. There's an on-off button right on it. And you could also turn the thermostat to whatever you were shooting for. In this case, we don't have shower power, and so we're just gonna be running off the battery, and the temperature is perfect, so we don't need to run the heat AC, or in this case, we're not even running the fridge. The last thing we did here is we got a little bag here that has an outdoor mat, and we just threw that out. And at this point now, we're all set up and ready to camp.